What is going on, guys, gals, aliens, and Degen freaks? Welcome to Dano Crypto. Happy Tuesday. Or sorry, what's today? What's today? No, it's not Tuesday. It's Wednesday. Holy crap. I'm like, I don't even know what day it is. It's Wednesday, guys. Happy hump day. And we are going to get into a little bit of debit cards. So why are we talking about debit cards? Well, I realized that we had been using these two particular debit cards for a little while now, and we've had great success with it. And it proved to us that we can actually kind of be our own crypto bank when it comes to using some of these platforms and getting used to them. So I wanted to kind of go into a little bit of the debit cards of these two particular platforms, which is crypto.com and Coinbase. And then also, I want to remind you guys that BYBIT does have a debit card platform. And if you are able to KYC with BYBIT, it is one of the biggest exchanges in the world. So you guys can use my link in the description if you want to test that out, if you are able to do so. But for people who are in America, the two debit cards that are available with a trading platform is you can have Coinbase and you can have crypto.com. These are the ones that I've had the most experience with. And the thing that I wanted to mention about something like crypto.com when it comes to using their card is that they have implemented using things like Pepe, and I believe they added PONKE to where you can actually transfer PONKE into your crypto.com account and then transfer it into your debit card to be able to use it as cash. And so I know they have that so far with Pepe and 12 other tokens that you can do that with this particular card. And so I think that's great. That opens up a lot of opportunities for people who are like essentially like, if you're a Pepe whale, you just send some Pepe to your crypto.com and you're able to make it as liquid as possible by using the debit card. And I wanted to mention crypto.com is actually running this PONKE app campaign where and we're super fans of PONKE on the Solana blockchain. And so crypto.com is very friendly with PONKE and they're doing a app campaign. So if you guys wanted to participate in that, definitely sign up with crypto.com using my link in the description. And you guys will be able to get a bonus by signing up with my referral code, as well as getting a chance to enter in these campaigns and earning extra bonuses and things like that. So hope you guys are doing well. Want to make sure everything is working properly. Let me know if everything sounds good, looks good, and we are running smooth on the stream. And just want to remind you guys, if you want to subscribe, you just got to go to the channel, hit the subscribe button, and check out all of my recent videos. Make sure you are interacting with those, leaving a comment. And here, you can see, like, people love crypto.com. This is a video I made just over a year ago explaining about crypto.com and the coins that are listed, the partnerships that they've been making, and just to keep Crow and crypto.com on your radar. And then also we're super bullish on Coinbase and the Coinbase wallet and their on-chain summer that they have been promoting heavily with tokens like Brett. And so we're also going to get into that for this stream. But guys, make sure you are hitting the like button and we can get this thing sent out to the world. And also make sure you're in the Discord and you guys are chatting amongst yourselves. Like, the hangout and chat section has been a little cricket sound. So if you guys don't mind, go in here, start chatting amongst yourselves, post some memes, get a conversation going, and let's get some action going in the Discord. And if you have not seen this yet, we have some breaking news from Watcher.guru that Tether is to launch a stablecoin pegged to the UAE currency. So this, I'm just like, man, the dollar's toast. I mean, at this point, the dollar's just going to keep getting printed because that's the only way. If you listen to an explanation by Jack Mullers, he's like, look, the only way that you either you pay off debt or you get rid of debt is you pay it or you default on it. And so the government is not going to default on its debt. So what it will do, though, what they will do is they will debase the currency. So then that debt ultimately that they're having to pay, say, if a Taylor Swift ticket, he used Taylor Swift tickets as an example. I loved it. He was like, the Taylor Swift ticket, say right now you have 10 Taylor Swift tickets that you owe someone and they're worth, $10,000 a pop. And then by the time, the currency is debased and say, those tickets, it's like, so now you're able to pay it back a lot easier by making basically cheaper non-worth debt. And so it's really interesting when you start to think about that. And you're like, oh, wow. So that's how governments with currency are able to, quote, bail themselves out by just printing more money. And that's how they end up, quote, fixing the issue. But it just exacerbates and makes the problem even more complicated to quote get themselves out of. So what I think is going to happen is that I think a lot of this liquidity, we got the stock market. I think right now is also breaking all-time highs. We have the stock market breaking all-time highs right now, and we have gold breaking out. We've told you guys that we think silver in the next year is going to be breaking all-time highs, and maybe in the next 2 years going over $70 an ounce for silver. And so whenever we have these times of people putting their money into the stock market and also into hard assets like hard commodities, precious metals, and then also into Bitcoin, then this is what is going to ultimately pump Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, because this is what the big institutions now are realizing, that they have to put their money into something that is going to go up over time instead of holding it in things that are going to, quote, charge them a fee. They're going to get extra tax on it. And also the currency of whatever they're going to get said their profits in is getting eaten up by inflation by 20%, 30%. And then by the time you're done and you have your investment and you, quote, cash out your $1 million to $200 million or your $1 million, say it's $1 million. You made $1 million. And then now that $1 million in cash is actually really, over the next 10, 15 years, might only be worth like 100,000 or 200,000. So what kind of bet would you take? You would probably take the bet of going into something that is going to look a little bit more like this, to where you have an exponential growth over time from whenever you've seen institutional adoption, and also just the parabolic growth of what Bitcoin is doing right now with the halving cycle. You go into the halving cycles and you see that it takes a year for crypto and Bitcoin in itself to hit its parabolic highs. It takes about a year. And then you have about a year to a year and a half of a bear market that ensues. And then, quote, the cycle goes again. So if we were to look at Litecoin, we were given this example recently. We really love the Litecoin chart right now, because the Litecoin chart is actually a really key oscillator indicator of where we are in the markets for the bull market and the bear markets, and when we're going to have an altcoin run. So we're going to have an altcoin run for Litecoin because of this metric. You see here we have these oscillating waves. 1, 2, and this is after the second halving, after the third halving here, and then you can see we have the fourth halving, and we're going to not necessarily exactly repeat, but we could rhyme a little bit, and we can have somewhat of a similar move how we had right here. We had a move up over past $150 for Litecoin, and then we had a move back into this range, and then we got support again and moved all the way to $400. And you can see, if you were to just measure from here to here, we have this. This is why we believe that we're going to see another parabolic move with Litecoin to signify the peak of the bull run and where you should start taking profits. It's like Litecoin could be the perfect coin to look at as a metric of, well, okay, things are starting to get really frothy, things are starting to get really heated up, and now I can think about taking profits out of my altcoins, and also maybe thinking about where are you going to take the profits to begin with. You're going to take them into stable coins, or you're going to take them back into maybe some blue chips that you want to hold more long term. Like, what is it? Like, what are you going to do? So is it Bitcoin? If Bitcoin is going to be the money, then then what's going to happen is we're going to see a big rotation from the alts of the frothiness back into Bitcoin, and then could actually send Bitcoin even higher. So this is what I think is going to shorten the bear markets for Bitcoin whenever we do see a parabolic rise and we start to see Bitcoin going at, say, these parabolic prices here, where we start to see, over $150,000 per Bitcoin. And we want to show you this one particular chart. It was this one right here, where basically, if you're looking at the halving points, you're looking at this massive cup and handle, and then also you're looking at what the depth of the cup is as the breakout point is going to $120,000 per Bitcoin. And this can happen very easily in the next 3 months. In the next 3 months, you got to think we have September, October, November, December. In those 3 months, this can be the move that gets us to $150,000 in December for Bitcoin. Now, traditionally, because of what Bitcoin has done in these previous months, like August and September, they really don't do much. But then we have October and November is when we start to see some action, and then maybe a little bit more profit taking in December for being able to, cover things like, vacations and buying Christmas presents and whatever it may be. People start to take profits around that time. So maybe, and also it lines up with the election, that's happening in November. So then you have whatever's going to happen in the end of November. We have to see the market to start pumping parabolically, and then that would make sense that people would start to take profits at a peak point. And I love this this tweet here by Marty Party. The Marty Party here, and this is all very zoomed. So we're zooming out. We're giving more of a long-term perspective of where we want you guys to start thinking about, profit taking, and in the short term, because someone at Nagu was asking, what about short-term movements? So right now, Bitcoin is sideways. So Bitcoin is moving sideways. This is sideways action. We've had the halving. We've had all of this stuff happen. We've had, assassination attempt on Trump right here. This made the Bitcoin price, move. It made the markets move. And so now we're just seeing this kind of sideways consolidation. We've made some higher lows, which is good. So we've actually, every time we've went low, every time we've gone up and tested that 60,000, every time we dip from the 60,000 resistance of this 200-day moving average, close under the 200-day moving average on the 4-hour, then we get a higher low. So this is good. So I think this is primed for Bitcoin to start to move up, and we get a price movement all the way up to 100,000, actually maybe even before the election. Maybe even the price starts to pump up leading up into the election, and then we get a dump. So this is saying that, look, we get a dump on the U.S. election, and then we get another parabolic move above 100,000. And this is I love this chart because this is exactly what I was thinking about. I was thinking that we could go to $125,000 to $150,000 per Bitcoin, and then we actually get a traditional 30% drop to the downside, because after every parabolic move on Bitcoin, if you were to look at the charts, we have traditionally gone down after the halvings. See, like right here, if you were to go to the top, we've traditionally gone down about a good let's see, like a good 40%, I think is what we've done to dip off of whenever we hit the all-time high from a halving. So here, and went down here, we actually dipped 50%. So we actually went down 50%, and then we went up again and did this double top, and then cleared up to almost this all-time high right here, what was like 69,000, 70,000, and then we dipped again. So it's really interesting to see what can happen when we start to hit that parabolic move and where the peak price is going to be in this particular run, and then we see a move to the downside, which could very well look something like this. So, but right now in the short term for Bitcoin, it's at a great level, I think, of accumulation still. You know, we keep testing this range. We keep testing. If you look on the 4-hour, we keep testing this this level. We're in this. Look how sideways this is. I mean, we're just so sideways. Do. I mean, it's just in this range between 56 and 62,000, and we've got rejected off of these levels here. But if you see here, each time, you know, we're kind of establishing some higher lows from where we bottomed out here on the trend line at 48,000. So if you were to, you know, draw basically a line going from here, you know, we've had this could make sense that we just kind of start to, once we hit somewhere here in a price like a price pump, then we could push up and finally crush these levels. The 200-day moving average is basically where we're going to want to break that. So if we go into the 200-day SMA and we put that on here, and I think right now, if you're looking at the 4-hour, let's go to the settings and let's make this thing, I want this thing to be, I don't know, pink. Maybe a little thicker. There we go. All right, so you see this, it's starting to line up that we are at 62,000 for the 200-day, and let's maybe go on the daily here. We got to start trading up. We got to break this level. Like, we have to break this level, this $62,000. If we can break this level, then we're good to go. I think then we are going to start trading and start breaking back up, but we just have to see. We have to see. Yeah, happy Wednesday. Yeah, geez, I was like, happy Tuesday, everyone. Hope everyone is feeling good. Hope everyone is feeling well. I want to mention partners of the channel. We have BITFLEX, and we also have OURBIT. And so I want you guys to use all the links in the description, and also want to remind you guys about the debit cards. And just remind you guys that, you know, one of these, you know, it's COINBASE is one of the only companies that actually has a publicly traded stock on the stock market. Did you guys know that? So, I mean, if there was any like company that you're thinking, okay, so if I want to get some stock market exposure, Coin would be honestly a great choice to kind of get exposure into the stock market, because they're building so much. And Coinbase is actually the custodian of a lot of the Bitcoin that the ETFs are issuing. So it's almost like if you bought MicroStrategy and you bought Coinbase, then you are basically buying like almost like a crypto index fund. You know, you're buying a Bitcoin index fund with MicroStrategy, almost like its own Bitcoin ETF, and then if you're just buying Coinbase, you're kind of just like betting on that Coinbase will be successful and that crypto is going to be used in the future. And I would say that is a good thesis to trade off of, that businesses are going to start getting onboarded onto crypto, and Coinbase is the leading force in doing so right now. Especially when you have things like this, the breaking news of Apple opens iPhone payment chip to third parties for the first time, making Bitcoin and crypto tap to pay possible. So this is, if you think 9, 10, you know, just think a year out from now. The markets are going to be higher than they are right now. And so the altcoins are going to see their highest run-ups in the past year or 2 years, I think in the first quarter of 2025, which will line up with September, October, November, December, January, February, March, I would say. You're getting into about a 7-month period now, and the time window is kind of running out a little bit. I'm not going to say it's your last chance or anything like that, but I will say that the time frame of accumulating these coins at like really cheap discounts still right now, even things like Dogecoin, you know, we want to mention Dogecoin is like, it's at 10 cents. and you have all these new coins and all of these new things that are coming out that are promising that they're going to stay at 1 billion and keep going and keep going and keep going. And so I feel like a lot of the times what you can do is just do your research and think, okay, what are the actual strong memes that are going to survive into the next cycle? Okay, so SHIB has done this. Floki's even done this. Pepe has done this now. And Dogecoin has been the obvious father of memes in terms of survival, in terms of community, in terms of... it's been purely ran off of community support, and there's only like 1 or 2 devs, I think, and it's purely by it being an ironic creation story that the founder didn't even really care about. It was just a joke, and now it is still in the top 10 as one of the strongest meme coins and chains of a coin. So if this thing was able to get to the price valuations and the market cap just by that alone, by someone tweeting about it or talking about it or just making, big internet hype on it and trend on it, from where we're at now, that is a 600% increase. And if you think, okay, Doge can get to $1, and that is the hope of Dogecoin and the price target of Dogecoin, I think for most people who know about Doge and think about Doge and think, okay, where do we want to see Doge go? We want to see it go to $1. And so it got as high as 75 cents. And I think this would be, if you're a smart investor, you're not chasing the 100x or the 200x or whatever. You want to, I think, even get a decent 20 to 30x with Dogecoin, because Dogecoin has already proven that it could probably still do a 10 to 15x in this run. And people don't want to believe it, so then they go and buy some other garbage. And you could literally, like Alex Becker says here, he says, this is so clearly the accumulation and foundation for the next run. If you literally... all you literally have to do is just do nothing and hold. You can just log off and come back next year if you want. It's that easy. And I kind of agree with this. Because you could literally, if you're saying you have a budget and you know what coins, you picked your 10 coins, 10 or 15 coins. You don't want to have like 30 coins you're invested in. You want to pick a good solid like 10, 15 coins, pick your 2, 3 narratives, and stick with those. Get $1,000 into each of them, and if even just one of those does well and does a 20x, then you're basically, you can make back whatever you lost plus some. And then you think, okay, well, what if the track record of the 10 coins that I pick, what if even two or 3 of them do it, and then the rest go to 0? Then your chances are actually even higher. And especially when you're narrowing it down to about 10 coins. So we definitely have a narrowed down 10 coin to 15 coin list that we've already showed you guys before, and that does include Dogecoin. It includes like Nakamoto Games, AVAX and Matic, some Brett. It has Metis, Chainlink, Ethereum, STG, XYO. I think now Litecoin would actually be, the more I keep looking at Litecoin, I think Litecoin would be a great, easy gain here at under $70 for Litecoin. And I just showed you where it goes every bull market. It always ends up at that price, but you have to be able to ride these waves and not sell at these points and these points and these points and try and do buybacks and all that crap, because then all you're doing is just wasting your time. All you have to do is just wait until it gets into a particular range, and you could sell some of your Litecoin and literally the rest of your altcoins at a certain point, and then you're literally getting an easy 6 to between 6 and 7x on just Litecoin. And so, yeah, so Amelia said, so Saylor will never sell his Bitcoin. And that's what's so interesting is that, like, I love that he has this mentality, because then he's actually helping the entire market of Bitcoin by not selling it. And he might just end up transferring it or paying, you know, something, like buying something with Bitcoin. And then that's what I want to have in my mind in breaking out of the matrix of how we're going to use money in the future. And it's going to be where we actually use Bitcoin, because Bitcoin has become so valuable and a store of value that in transactions, to be able to send money to and from someone, it's the most secure network that you could use. So why would you use anything else? You know? And then you can go down the line and say, I could use Litecoin as well. Maybe you want to use Cardano. Like, I mean, we're going to have to see in the next 5 to 10 years what is going to be in that top 10 list. Excuse me. I mean, there's going to be some interesting things in this top 10 list. And let's see what's in the top 10 list right now. I mean, it's great that Bitcoin is trending. All right, so we have Bitcoin, Ethereum, we have Tether, BNB, Solana. I think Solana is going to be at the price of BNB in the next 2 months. And then you have XRP, you have Toncoin. Toncoin, I think, is going to be a really good sleeper coin for 2025, where Ton could get to $20. We have Dogecoin. I think Dogecoin could easily hit that 75-cent mark again, and from the lows that we're at right now, could do very well. We have Tron. Tron season, I think, is back in style. I think everyone now is starting to talk about Tron. Everyone was fading Tron and not really backing Justin Sun, and now all of a sudden they're like, oh crap, we should have been trusting Tron this whole time. And what's so interesting is that if you remember, Paris Hilton actually launched her first NFTs on Tron, and Tron was actually one of the first blockchains that was onboarding celebrities to start talking about crypto. And if you guys remember, you know, I don't know how successful they were, if it was a flop, but either way, it just shows that Paris Hilton has been on the forefront of what is trending and popular for years, guys. I mean, you got to give Paris Hilton credit. You got to give Paris Hilton some credit. Oh my God. All right, well, shout out to you guys. Thank you so much for tuning into the live stream. We're just talking about some altcoins, with a little bit of charting. Gave you some zoomed out perspective and some things that you want to keep your eye on. And I know it's like you don't want to hear about the boring coins. You want to hear about the new coins. You want to hear about all the new stuff, but you don't want to fade things like Litecoin. I'm realizing this myself with being in these markets for since 2021, experimenting with doing DeFi. I've bought like projects that have absolutely gone to zero. I've bought things that have done very well. I have seen where when the market starts to get hot and things like Litecoin go to $100 and something, you're like, okay, maybe I should sell. I'm up 100, I'm up 2x, I'm up 3x. But then look what happens when you start to get those feelings, and if you can hold and hodl through the noise, this is literally where it's gone. And so then you can actually set like price target reminders that be like, it crossed $300. Maybe I'll scoop a little bit. And I think that if you can find a key spot of profit taking, I think it's going to be, this is my guess, is that it's going to be in between February and May of 2025, where it is going to feel so hard to take profits, because the market is Bitcoin's going to be at like $200,000 per Bitcoin. Some of the altcoins are just going to absolutely explode. You're going to cope so hard with the fact that Solana's at $1,000. You might end up even crying. You might end up even crying to your wife for the fact that you did not buy enough Pepe, because Pepe ended up going into the top 5, almost getting close to Dogecoin, and you're literally sobbing. Your eyes are red because you didn't buy enough Pepe. You are also, your legs are shaking because you you also thought that $20 billion of a market cap for Brett was not possible, but then you realize that, oh, damn it, it just got launched on Coinbase, and they're using it as their mascot going into 2025 to onboard millions and millions of people, and you're like, you just start shaking in your bones. Okay, so we don't want to do that. We don't want to have those moments. We do not want to have to literally get vacuumed off of the floor in the next 8 to 9 months or the next year. So let's just let's pay attention and let's not get shaken out of the markets, guys. Let's make sure that we're not getting distracted by crypto Twitter's next 100x. I am not going to buy a car. What I really would like to do is I'd like to buy a house. I'll tell you what, guys, what I would love to do is buy a house cash, because then at that point you are at least solidifying. And if you can find a good spot, you can find a good place that you feel comfortable buying this. It's, it's you're buying the land, you're buying the house. You could always, put a different structure on said land. And I think that is ultimately one of the things that would help in you don't have to pay rent. You're not paying a mortgage. You just have to pay taxes. You have to pay the housing taxes, of course. But I would love to just buy a house cash. And you just got to just worry about just a couple bills, XN says she's getting my Lambo made out of salami. Are you going to get it wrapped in salami? Okay, so Amelia said she wants land and a tiny home. So yeah, so honestly, that's what I'll tell you what, guys. I'm trying to sell my house right now. We are actually selling our house, and we are going to diversify, I think, into the markets. And we've actually been talking about that. We've been talking about, should we buy a little piece of land and just hold the piece of land. Maybe we decide to live on it as well. Maybe we decide that we want to sell it in the future because our area property in the city and everything is expanding. More people are moving into my area. So I'm thinking, you have to think about 5-10 years down the line. And when I think about 5-10 years down the line, owning a house that you're paying a mortgage on and you have to do repairs on, I think that I might end up going more in debt by holding said asset of the house. More also, it's a liability, and you have to think about these things in the next 5 to 10 years, and also the currency debase. And you got to think, oh my God, things are just going to get more and more expensive, and you have to also take into account, yes, prices of materials are going to go up. Houses are not going to get cheaper, but there are different ways and alternatives. Like you can get, a nice house. Maybe you try and build it yourself. Maybe I don't know. There's so many different things that you can do, but you do have to have some type of plan. You have to have some type of strategy. You have to implement something, because if you don't have a plan and you don't have a strategy, guess what, guys? The government and the state just will they'll choose a plan for you. they'll choose a plan for you real quick. And you'll get eaten up by the system. So you have to have control over that, and you have to have a plan and a strategy set. So I think if you guys have watched this channel long enough, you know what my plan and strategy is. It is that we are going to hodl for as long as we can, and up into that points of what we just said in the first quarter of 2025, and accumulate these altcoins that we've talked about. We've mentioned some solid ones so far on this channel, and we try not to add a bunch of new ones. We just want to keep to the thesis. We want to stick to what we have been on. We've talked about, we're bullish on Ethereum, we're bullish on Me token for medieval empires, we're bullish on XYO. Phantom's actually migrating their blockchain over to a brand new one called Sonic. I mean, that's Litecoin. We're bullish on these meme coins that we've mentioned, and we've just kept it simple of mentioning the same meme coins this entire time. It's been PONKE, it's been Brett, it's been Pepe, it's been Kendu Inu, Dogecoin. I mean, we've kept it pretty simple. So this is what we're going into for this market, for this bull run, and we don't think it's over. And yeah, even missed a few. Matic, super bullish on Matic. AVAX at $22 right now is a steal. I mean, it's like stealing at this point at $22. And if you're looking at getting all-time highs from just even these recent highs, that's a 3x right there. If you want to get to other bull market territory of where AVAX can go, especially when it's got partnerships with Xbox and huge games like Off Grid, you're looking at another one of those easy coins that you don't have to speculate into trying to get the next whatever new token. No, you just buy the solid ones that are building. They're doing stuff that you know that they're going to be around even in the darkest of times, which is these times right here, where you're just like literally wanting to quit everything and you're like, but this is when you have to buy. But now that we're already back in the second tier of accumulation, this is what altcoins do. You got the bull run. I want to jump out of a window area, and then it goes back into the second tier of trading to give you the chance to accumulate before it starts to run back up into these areas again. Now, this is just AVAX, but you could use this example on coins like Matic. It's the same thing. Same thing. You got these accumulation mode right here. It's right there. All through here. Trades up into the second tier again to show you strength. And then look, you still got room to grow in these old coins that are easy buys. Easy buys. Now, I want to remind you guys, too, that, and speaking of these easy buys, one of them being Dogecoin, you have to think about the Elon factor, and you have to think about X payments. You have to think about it. Keep that on your radar. Keep that in your vision of when you're buying something that's called shitty poo-poo Mimu coin, okay, and all you had to do was just go, no, I'm not going to buy shit poo-poo Mimu. I'm going to buy Dogecoin. I'm going to buy Pepe. Pepe was the start and the horseman and the knight of memes, of crypto memes, of the crypto meme cycle in 2023. Literally, you could just trade off of that. You could literally just trade off of that Pepe was the start of all of these freaking garbage tokens in the space right now. And all you have to do is just buy Pepe. All you have to do is just buy Pepe. We've already went down this rabbit hole and showed you that is all you would have had to have done, but by just trading off of that just one narrative and think this entire time you're on crypto Twitter getting psyoped to buy garbage, and all you had to do is just buy one strong meme and hold it. And turn your computer off. You literally just could have put like $500 into this at any point right here and turned everything off and went and worked at McDonald's. And then literally on one of the days that you're coming in for your shift, you look at your phone and you're a millionaire. And then you literally take your phone and you show the store manager, you show the McDonald's manager, and you say, I'm retiring because of a frog. And then you literally like take the McFlurry machine and you just like sledgehammer it. You say it was broke anyway, and then you walk out. Oh. Guys, I don't know what else to tell you. I don't know what else to tell you guys. But there's going to be a lot of coping. There's going to be a lot of coping. There's going to be a lot of crypto Twitter tombstones of influencers, people that have been pump and dumping these garbage tokens, and then they're going to come out, and as their ghost, they will literally fly up as a ghost and say, "I am sorry. I should have just told you to buy Pepe." You can come back to this stream and you can thank me later, because literally that's what's happening. It's a money grab. It's a money grab chaser, and you just can't get fooled. You just can't get fooled, my friends. And I'll tell you what else actually survived out of this, and what actually has survived and has built something way better than all this other garbage. It's Harry Potter, Sonic, Obama, Taninu. This thing has actually survived. They show up at crypto events. They actually make the best merch. They have the funniest memes. I actually met James at Karate Combat. He's actually a super cool dude. He's got good energy, and we're gonna get him on the channel. He said he was gonna. He said he would love to. We gotta get. He's a busy man. He's been running around in the jungle. But by the way, guys, you can trade ticker Bitcoin on OURBIT. So scan that QR code that is right to the left of me, and you also get a deposit bonus, by the way. So if you trade with OURBIT with the memes, this is one of the best exchanges to trade memes on, and they have all of my favorite ones, and they also have your blue chips, and they have everything else. So with that being said, we're going to go down, I think, what we think are... We're going to get red light district here. Red light district. Now, I'm going to be a little... what's the word? What's the word I'm thinking for? What's the word I'm thinking for and of? It's lost on me. Man, I can't think. We were going to show you some coins that we had been talking about and that we wanted to mention, but we didn't want to contradict ourselves. There we go. I was like, God, I couldn't think of the word contradict. I didn't want to contradict ourselves, because I was just telling you all you have to do is just buy Pepe and call it a day. And then I'm literally going to go to a chart on Deck Screener and show you a new coin that's on Solana. And that's literally the mental track record of a crypto influencer. They'll say, all you need to do is do this. And then they go to a Deck Screener of a coin called ORC on Solana and tell you that maybe this could be something that you could speculate into as well. Oh, God. But the only reason why we're actually mentioning ORC and also the other one, which was Waffles, is that we think that with the support of DaVinci J15, DaVinci Jeremy, these things could trade up very well. And he said he's putting in mechanisms to make sure that there are no big dumps or sell-offs or whale manipulation in these tokens. So I like hearing that, and I'm curious to see if they would be successful in doing so and having this chart be a nice, healthy progression and consolidation and price movements going to the upside. Because we could see with Solana breaking out and Solana going to $1,000, which coins do you think are going to be the ones on Solana that are going to do the best? Now, my personal opinion, I am picking PONKE. I think PONKE is going to be the best performing token on Solana when Solana hits that massive market cap, hits that trading volume. We've already seen PONKE getting up in the charts, surpassing everything else. They've gotten to partnerships with like crypto.com, for instance. If you guys want to trade PONKE on crypto.com, you can use my link in the description. And so I think PONKE, the fact that it is not already at a $500 million market cap is crazy. I think the fact that, I think maybe it already was at a $500 million market cap, being at right here. So whenever we were at 69 cents, I think, yes. So we probably were at close to a $500 million market cap. And my target for PONKE, if I go to Let me see. I had a DEX Tools chart that looked really awesome, and I loved using this DEX Tools chart for PONKE because it shows the potential and the movement of where we're going. And so let me go on to that really quick. And make sure you guys, if you're just tuning in, really do appreciate you coming in. If you're a little late, make sure you go back and watch the stream from the beginning. We're just kind of going down the red light district of what we think are the best memes right now. And beforehand, though, we were talking about Bitcoin's price movements, and we were talking about what debit cards are the best to use and what altcoins you should check out for this run. So if you guys want to go back and watch that, just make sure you go back and put your thoughts and your comments down below in the comment section, and that would be amazing. But all right, let's get into this chart. Oh, okay, so Nagu is asking, Dano, is a great question. Let me pin your chat here. Make sure this goes up. Is it going to go up? Let's see. So I was trying to pin it. Okay, it says, Dano, can you please tell me where do I buy waffles and ORC and PEPE coins? Okay, so if you want to buy PEIPEI, you can actually just do that by swapping in your wallet. So like if it's an ERC20 token on the Ethereum blockchain. So you'll have to have Ethereum on your Ethereum like MetaMask, or if you have it in your Phantom wallet or whatever COINBASE wallet. If you want to buy it on an exchange and use a new exchange, I suggest you use OURBIT because they actually have PEIPEI on spot and they have it on perpetuals. So if you're interested in trading with PEIPEI, scan that code right there, the referral code, and I also have the link in the description. You guys can buy PEIPEI using my link. And honestly, and then you'll see like how cool that exchange is as well. So if you want to buy ORC or waffles, you can actually, I think, buy waffles directly on the website with Waffle Swap. And with ORC and waffles, if you just go to something like Radium or Orca, let me see the liquidity pool that on ORC. Let me go back to ORC. Pretty sure it was on Radium. Yeah, so if you go on Radium, you have to have some Solana on your wallet. So if you have a Phantom wallet, you're going to buy some Solana. You're going to use a third party, use your debit card, and get some Solana. Once you have the Solana in your wallet, you're going to go on to the Radium swap website. And you could also, if you want to, you can copy the address and paste it into your Phantom wallet and try and swap it from there. Sometimes that does work. Sometimes it's a little finicky with certain contracts, but if you want to just make sure that you're getting the right contract, you want to go and, say type in ORC, and usually the one with the highest trading volume and liquidity is the one that you're going to want to look at. So on this particular one, this is the chart. It's Radium. This is where most of the liquidity is, which is going to make it possible for you to be able to swap into it and out of it to begin with. And so, yeah, so you can swap basically right into it, swap right into waffles the same way, and also with ORC. So if you go to waffles. Yeah, I love how these coins, man, they just get free advertising all the time. They get free advertisement of a sucker influencer to talk about their coins. But it's cool. This is good adoption. I think if anything, going into these risky plays, you have to pick the ones that are going to be the best onboarders of new people and survive the test of time. And that's why Dogecoin has been so successful at surviving, is because it's been able to keep onboarding people into crypto through the essence of Doge, through Dogecoin. And Elon Musk helps no less, Yeah, no problem. And by the way, guys, this is with any coin you want to buy. You use this same strategy with any coin that you want to buy. You want to make sure that you are checking the contract, make sure you're seeing that it's the one that's getting the most trading volume. Like it's because there's going to be copies. I mean, you see there's different waffles on here that have different liquidity. This one different volume, like no trading volume at all. But then when you see here, you got waffles 24-hour trading volume at 203,000 and the market cap's at 15 million. That one is your best bet of this one being the waffles. And so, and if you look at the waffles chart, actually the waffles chart does look pretty good. I think the waffles chart has a good test that could go right back up into its all-time high, and I think maybe even go a little bit higher if we're looking at the wave here, where we could potentially go. And so, probably like 4 or 5 cents for waffles, which would give it a good 3x here. Would be nice. Yeah. So. And that's at $15 million market cap. So I think with anything, these two Solana coins on a, high risk speculation could get to $100 million market cap pretty quickly when we start to see Solana run back up. And yeah. But yeah, like I said, guys, you can use this strategy with any chain, any token, making sure that whatever chain you are using, you're just realizing, okay, on Solana, I have to have Solana to swap into the coin. With Ethereum, on the Ethereum chain, you're obviously using Ethereum, but then you have other chains that are like Matic. Like you can have wrapped Ethereum, but then there's also you're using Matic to swap in. There's also Metis. Like you can use Metis to swap. So you need Metis to interact in that ecosystem. With BNB, you need BNB. You need a little bit of BNB to be able to swap into whatever Binance Smart Chain token that you're going into. So just use that same concept and just make sure you're staying safe out there and you're not copying, the wrong address or clicking on, random links or interacting with certain contract addresses, because you can also get your wallet drained by sending or selling a token that got sent into your address, which could be a phishing token. You got to be very careful with that as well, guys. So it's not all just like, you have to really make sure you're clicking the right stuff and you're not interacting with everything that is being sent into your wallet. You'd be very, very careful. All right. Thank you guys for tuning in. I really appreciate you guys. You've been hitting the like button. And if you haven't yet, please slap the like button, absolutely demolish it. And we'll see where it can go. And if you're watching on the TV, make sure you hit up, right, select. That gets you hitting the like button on your fancy TV above your fireplace. All right, I start seeing them go up. All right, let's at least get 20 likes before we end the stream. That would be amazing. If we can get 20 likes before we end the stream, that would be awesome. And I would really encourage you guys to check out this exchange, because I'm really enjoying it. I'm actually really enjoying OURBIT, and I just want to be open, honest, and transparent with what the platforms that I like to use and what I start to really see where it's got good customer support. They've been very nice and gracious, to me and supporting the channel and helping the growth. And so, so we're actually really liking the chart setup on here. We're actually in a trade right now. We're in a dogecoin trade. We've been talking about Doge, and Dogecoin is one of those trades that I've always wanted to be in and not miss the run. And it's like I was in a couple of Doge trades where we actually did really well. Like there was a few Doge trades where I think we made as much as over $1,000 or more dollars in profit on a particular couple Doge runs. And I think it was this one right here where it was kind of like in the beginning. Let me see if I go to the 4 hour, and there was like just this crazy run that we had. And I would think it was here. Yeah, it was here. Yeah, it was basically in that altcoin teaser season where we got up all the way to 22 cents. And I thought to myself, man, if we would have just bought more Dogecoin, and we were just kind of flopping around a little bit too much, and getting distracted by all the garbage that we're telling you about. And this is what can a lot of the times it can freaking wreck you, man. And so, but we did well. It's not like we didn't make money, but we just want to recognize that the Doge trade could be one of the most epic trades that you could do. And SHIB could also be one of the most epic trades that you could do going into this next run as well. People think that like, okay, yeah, SHIB and Doge, the old dogs, get the new dog, get the new dog. And I'm going to tell you which one it is. Oh, Nero. Like, okay, yeah, get Nero. I don't know. Why would I want to literally keep going into all these new tokens all the damn time when these are still performing well and I can just take the risk off? Like, I could just take the risk off. Like, that is my honest, humble opinion on when it comes to these new tokens coming in. And it's just like, I would, you know what I'd rather? I'd rather the Nero team quit, sell everything into Dogecoin, and tell everyone in their community to go, why don't you just buy Doge? And Doge would go up, and everyone would make money. But no, they want to start another dog coin. I don't know. It's just sometimes I will say it does. Even as much as I like as much as I like crypto, and I know there has to be new coins, or there's always going to be a new coin and stuff. It gets annoying. It gets really kind of annoying. And so until I start to actually see that when there's like 20,000 tokens being created every 24 hours, and they basically all go to zero, then I don't know. I'll have a different perspective, but I'm sticking with the strong ones. I think that's what my thesis is. If you haven't figured that out by now, it's definitely sticking with these stronger memes to take off a little bit of the risk. I know going into these other things are high risk, obviously high reward, but also I just don't want to play that game. I don't want to play that game. I think it would be better to say that, yeah, you had a bag of Dogecoin and you did not miss when Elon debuted that it's going to be the premier coin that can be sent on X payments around the world 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and being the premier coin that is used on the biggest app currently right now. And so this is how you have to think. You have to think in those terms, and you can't think in terms of let me get a quick this and that. Like, no, you have patience, and then when Dogecoin is implemented as X Payments' main coin, which is inevitable, the signs have been on the wall this entire 2 years of the signs. Just look at the signs, and you will then be rewarded. All right, guys. With that being said, make sure you are checking out this exchange. Check out all the exchanges that I'm affiliated with in the links in the description. And we want to go and make sure we got all those correct links in the description. And you guys have hit the like button, so you guys are absolutely amazing. Thank you so much for everyone who has tuned in today. And we want you to trade safe, trade smart. Don't get too emotional. It's really easy for that to happen when it comes to trading. Don't get too high leverage. These markets are sideways, and a lot of the time sideways markets will absolutely wreck you. And we want to remind you that the best strategy and the easiest strategy that you could ever do in crypto and investing is just the DCA strategy. And the DCA strategy is where you just buy a certain amount every week, every month, whatever it may be. You set it and you forget it. And you actually start to take profits in DCA out at some of the times that we actually mentioned today on this live stream, which I think, in my personal opinion, not financial advice, is the Q1 of 2025, where we start to see Bitcoin at over $150,000 per Bitcoin, and we start to see Litecoin at over $350 to $400. That might be the sweet spot, guys. That might be the sweet spot. But make sure you guys are using all of the links in the description. Like I said, here's the OURBIT link. Sign up for them. Check it out. Make a trade. Let me know how it is. And I will say it's kind of like MEXC. And if you were using MEXC and you know that you can't use MEXC anymore, this one is a great alternative to be able to go into with no VPN, no KYC, and you can just do your thing. And guys, make sure you are signing up with crypto.com and Coinbase, because you can use the debit cards if you're in America, and they are some of the best rewards crypto programs that you can be using. And you get a bonus. You get $10 of Bitcoin if you sign up with Coinbase with my link, and also you get some awesome rewards with crypto.com if you sign up with my link as well. And yeah, guys, thank you so much. I will see you on the next live stream, which will be later today. We will be streaming at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And yeah, God bless every single one of you. Thank you so much. Really appreciate you. All the people who are watching on X, thank you so much for the people that are watching on X and on YouTube. Didn't have any. We streamed to Facebook as well. Sometimes we get like 1 or 2 people that like to pop in on there on Facebook and get orange pilled. I think if any place I need to orange pill people, it's on Facebook. But all right, you guys are awesome. Thanks. Yeah, put your pepes in the chat. Spam the pepes. And the Dano coin, the Dano Bitcoin. All right, guys. Make sure you go into the Discord. Make sure you go into the Hangout and chat so you guys can meet everyone, get familiar with everyone, and we're gonna build a really, really awesome grassroots crypto community here with Dano Crypto in the Dano Dojo. So, all right, we'll see you next time, guys. Peace.